Kell, a winner on all three scorecards. Was that a harder night than you expected?
It were, yeah. A bit rusty. But it looks good for them opponents what are running away from me. They might grow a pair now and think, oh, I can take care of him. So
every cloud, I suppose. You set very high standards for yourself. Did that fall below those tonight?
100%, but listen, it's the best training camp I've ever had. I was very happy all the way through. We were doing unbelievable things in training. You know, tonight, I don't know if I was trying too much, I expect too much, and I just were a bit flat tonight. It was just one of them, you know, normally I'm sharp and everything else. Everything's there what I want to do. But I was a bit like a Klitschko tonight. I couldn't let that right angle, I couldn't get into my rhythm. But we all know that I've got it in my arsenal to be special.
Let's have a quick word with Eddie Hearn about the future. Eddie, Kell just said the opponents might fancy it now. Is that realistic?
Well, I think if I was Amir Khan now, I'd be on the phone to take this fight. Kell knows that was below par. He's had a long time out of the ring. But, you know, every time they fight, one becomes the favourite and then one becomes the underdog. After Khan boxed Vargas, Kell will become a favourite. If you check with the bookmakers tonight, Khan will become a favourite. So, look, he's going to make his own decisions. We can't just wait on that. He's got a future. That was a big win tonight. He's now mandatory to Jarrett Hurd if he wants to stay at 154 pounds. He knows he's got to be a lot better than that, and he will be. He will be. It was the first fight under John Fuchs. You know, there was a lot of expectation tonight. It looked like he might get him out in the first round. I've seen social media, oh, Kell Brook may be finished. That's the end of Kell Brook. Well, hopefully some people think that way, because if that's the case, then we'll be getting a big fight very, very soon.
So it was just an off night rather than the fact it's gone, it's not there anymore?
Absolutely not. Listen, me and Fireball doing unbelievable things. I've learned a lot in this training camp, and if you would have seen me in training, I've been exceptional, you know. But like, I don't know. You can take the good and the bad with this fight, but listen, we'll come again. I've got the win. At the end of the day, I got the W, and we all know that I can be special. You know, we're going to go back to the drawing board and just polish up where we're left off.
Let's bring John Fuchs in now. John, the first fight for you two together. Your assessment of Kell's performance?
Yeah, listen, I think people have big expectations of Kell, and he's got big expectations of himself, and all sorts of people thinking he's going to get him out here, he's going to do that. For me, he boxed well, right? He come through 12 rounds, what he hadn't done in a long time, right? And the things we were working on worked, right? He'll admit he wasn't 100% at his best, but for me, he boxed really well, and I think you should get your chin up, pal, and not be worried about it, because for me, he boxed really well and he did good.
If there is any criticism, though, is it that he got hit too much tonight? Got hit more than we're used to seeing you getting hit?
Yeah, for me, the reason he got hit too much is because we're trying too hard. That's all. Listen, fighters do that. When they've got all this expectation on the shoulders, they might try a little bit too hard. That's what he did wrong tonight. Tried a bit too hard, but that's not such a bad thing, is it, sometimes?
What about the future? Who do you want to fight? Who do you think you're going to fight?
Listen, I've got the buzz again. I'm reborn. I'm absolutely loving boxing again. 2019, you know, listen, I'm be phoning him up. I'm be back in the gym Monday. I'm back on the road. I'm back training. I'm not letting my weight go mad. I'm going back onto welterweight or light middleweight. Listen, next year, 2019, I'm coming for them big boys. Listen, if I'm gaining one chance, listen, I will go to welterweight. I'll do the rehydration. Listen, we'll do the deal in front of the TV live. It's not my fault the fight's not happening. It's that there, Khan. He don't want the fight. Listen, I want the fight. I want to shut him up and I'll move on. For Porter, Spence will want the big fight. I want the big boys.
So is it now or never? If he takes the Terence Crawford fight, is it never?
It's now or never. Listen, now or never. He's got one last fight with Eddie and I believe. You know, listen, it was supposed to be me and him now, the big one, and he's running off again. Listen, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm fit, I'm back in the gym, I'm hungry, I'm reborn, I'm ready to take the world on.
Okay, let's have a quick word with Michael Zerafa. There was some colourful language in there, so apologies for anyone at home that was offended. Michael, outside of your inner team, I mean this with absolutely no disrespect, a lot of people thought you would come here and you wouldn't go the distance. You haven't been victorious, but you have gone the distance. Is that a moral victory for yourself?
Yeah, look, firstly, I want to just thank everyone who came out and supported me. Also Eddie Hearn, who gave me the opportunity. Kell Brook, absolute legend, mate. You know, he's a champion in and out the ring. You know, I've been following his career since I was a little kid, so it was an absolute honour to fight him and his team. You know, like I said, to go 12 rounds with one of the best in the world, not many do it. So I take it on the chin. It was a win for us and the team, and we're going to be back bigger and stronger.
Thanks for waiting around and speaking to us. Best of luck, all. Safe journey home.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the night for Kell that he'd hoped for, but he claims the victory nonetheless. I'm going to come to you first, Dave, on that. What did you make of what John Fuchs said there? He said he boxed well for 12 rounds.
The problem with what we're all doing is we are comparing Khan, we are comparing Kell, because that's the fight that we want to see, right? So I'm going to be honest, because I gave Khan a hard time after his last fight. So I can't now be, just because I'm mates with Kell, I can't just sit on the fence, right? That wasn't a good performance tonight. You've got to put things in perspective. Michael Zerafa was supposed to be fighting Anthony Fowler tonight. Fowler's my guy, yes, but he's 8-0 going into tonight, and we picked him for the Commonwealth title because we were confident in beating him, doing a good job. Kell Brook's a world-level fighter. Looking at, he's mentioned it tonight, Crawfords, your Spencers, your Jarrett Erds, your people like that. You can't afford to take shots like that against those sort of guys.
So what was it down to?
He says he's had the best camp that he's ever had. One thing I will say is he's come in at 150. Why? Because to make a statement that you can do 147. But the problem is, he looked sharp for one round. I thought he looked sensational that first round. And then everything after the first round just started deteriorating. We all know it's a struggle for Kell to do 147. And, you know, in the first round, he put his shots together. It was great, it was sharp, he was alert, his feet were great. From then on, his feet were heavy. From then on, everything was lethargic. And he was getting nailed with right hand after right hand after right hand.
And did you agree?
I agree it wasn't a great performance, but I can see the reasons why it wasn't a great performance. When you're fighting a counterpuncher like Zerafa, you have to be unpredictable. You have to set your shots up with feints and decoys and just not be on a one-track kind of way, throwing basic shots. You have to throw unusual and unpredictable shots. And then also with the shots that he had taken himself, when you find someone like Zerafa who's also very negative and not throwing any punches, not looking to engage, when he does eventually throw a punch, it catches you by surprise and he kind of lulls you into that false sense of security. And then when he does throw a punch, it has more of a reaction, you know, the crowd kind of react. And Kell's not expecting anything to come at him.
Andy, you know, Kell is the counter-puncher.
Yeah.
And he went in there and he looked like he was struggling against, and he made Zerafa look good as a counter-puncher. Kell was sloppy. And listen, I love Kell to death. I always get him, push him up there, but tonight he was sloppy. So he's saying it was an amazing training camp. It's not just about training camp, it's about the end product, the end performance. He was getting hit way too much. That is not
So you're
vintage.
just saying there's no excuses?
That's
really?
not vintage Kell. That ain't no vintage Kell. So, what do you put it down to? Do you put it down to ring rust? Do you put it down to him trying too hard? Do you put it down to him trying to make a statement to say, look, I've got a new trainer, I'm reborn. Is he trying too hard? I don't know, but that was not vintage Kell. That was sloppy.
Well,
I totally agree it was a sloppy performance, but I just could see how the pattern was established in the fight, where Zerafa was not engaging and then he was catching Kell by surprise. Yeah. And then Kell was coming in and Kell was obviously feeling pressure from the crowd with the expectation on him, and that was probably playing in his mind too, that I'm not looking good here, I'm getting caught with silly shots, and now he's trying extra hard.
Yeah.
And then he's feeding into
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah.
It's a vicious circle.
We spoke about his new trainer, John Fuchs. We heard from him there in the interview. I know that you were just speaking to his former trainer, Dominic Ingle, just a few moments ago. What did he make of his performance?
It's the sloppiest I've ever seen him. And he just had to be truthful. He had to say how he saw it. He said, "That is not Kell." That was sloppy. He was walking into shots instead of slipping shots and popping shots and boxing shots. He was trying to bully his way through the fight, and he wasn't happy with it. I understand. He still loves Kell to death, but he wasn't happy with what he saw because he knows Kell is a lot better than what we've seen tonight.
The Khan fight very much still on Kell's mind. Do you think it's still got the same draw after that?
Listen, everybody will want to watch it because ultimately everyone wants to know who's the best. But the value of that fight is dipping each time either one of these guys fight. So they need to fight now. Khan boxed last time against a non-puncher, got himself dropped. Kell's boxed tonight, sloppy, getting nailed with everything. It's only a matter of time before any of these two get beat. And so for me, I think they need to fight straight away. They need to get it on.
Andy, do you agree?
I agree. Now's the time. The longer it goes, the less value the fight has. And
There's only so many ways you can say, I don't want this fight.
Well,
This
yeah,
fight ain't
exactly.
going to happen.
Kell Brook doesn't need to have... Kell Brook's a champion in his own right.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to be chasing Amir Khan.
Yeah, this fight ain't going to happen. And Amir Khan, all he can do is write on his forehead, I do not want this fight. We need to forget about that. It's not going to happen no matter what we hear.
Is where do either of them go? Because I'm not being funny. Khan ain't beating Crawford. if you look at this performance here, if Kell's now number one for Jarrett Hurd, you don't want to be taking off them right hands off Jarrett Hurd.
Kell said he can make 147.
But who are they going to? Who are either going to beat at 147?
But you won't be able to tie your shoelaces. So what I'm saying is,
he also, Johnny said before the fight that he's got 2 or 3, 4 years left in him, and he still wants to mix at world level, in with the big boys. Going on that performance, really, can he?
On that performance, no. But what I'm saying is, yes, he might be able to get an answer weight, but you've got to be able to perform and be the best at that weight, the strongest at that weight. And as Dave said, after 2 rounds, that snap, that sharp, that cameo of Kell disappeared. He got a little flat. He got a little. And maybe he's not that. He's not. He's a 154 fighter. He has been for a long time.